So here's one I'm sure everyone completely didn't see coming. Avowed director confirms game is a complete janky mess right now. Avowed director warns of launch riddled with bugs, and the game comes out next week. This is 3 minutes ago, or 5 hours ago, and it's currently February 10th. So, in a recent interview with MinMax on their YouTube channel, Avowed director and senior narratives designer Carrie Patel made a pretty wild statement that sparked or reinforced, depending how you stand on this game, concern among gamers everywhere. Patel went on to openly acknowledge that Avowed, once highly anticipated RPG coming from Obsidian Entertainment, is going to be launching with some degree of jank, the kind of unexpected glitches that can and do seriously interfere with an overall gameplay experience. While I appreciate the honesty, if you want to call it that, minor technical issues are often forgiven in sprawling RPGs. Her comments sound far more concerning. I guess this is what happens when you have someone like, say, Matt Hansen saying that the team is intentionally putting things into the game that they know will piss people off. So maybe if they worried about testing the game and making sure that it's, working properly instead of trying to piss people off, maybe you wouldn't be releasing with so much jank. So what's going to happen? The game's going to come out. It's going to be janky as hell. You're not going to be able to play it. People are going to be freaking, characters moonwalking. You're going to be clipping through the areas, whatever. You're going to complain about it, and then guess what? You're going to be called a phobism because somehow that's your fault, and it's the only thing these people know how to come back with. They'll say that it's the gamer's fault. They're going to say that, oh, we were rushed, or some other excuse of just, instead of just taking accountability and taking responsibility for it. The casual way Patel framed this all as almost inevitable has set off alarm bells, not just with myself, but the entire gaming community. Pair that with the multiple insiders have compare this with what multiple insiders have been communicating with me over the past few months, who are directly affiliated in some way with Obsidian Entertainment. There are fairly low expectations for how this game is going to be received overall by the gaming community at large. Patel also attempts to explain how a little jank is necessary for fun and creative experience. Yeah, because not being able to play the game, that's always fun. Having trying to get to a certain area and then having your freaking character like clip through the world and just fall endlessly into the void. Oh yeah, that's fun. That's real fun. It's so fun. Not being able to play the game because the combat isn't working properly, or uh somehow enemies aren't taking any damage. Yeah, so fun. So fun. And it's totally necessary. We're not talking about small, minor things that could be like, oh yeah, people point it out and let us know. No. They always come with like game-breaking glitches to prevent people from playing the game. Implying these bugs are actually yes, the game is full of jank and bugs and may break the game. Here's why that's a good thing. Implying that these bugs are actually somehow features, part of the charm when it comes to massive RPGs, which I gotta be honest, I couldn't help but chuckle when I heard, considering the recent industry's trends of launching completely broken, incomplete games. Her statement feels far less like playful jokes and far more like attempting to soften the inevitable blow for what sounds like it's going to be an extremely deeply flawed product. Again, it's just, yes, the game is going to be released with a lot of glitches and bugs. Here's why that's a good thing. Here's why it makes the game good. It they don't understand that kind of cope, that kind of, mental gymnastics that they're trying to do of here's why it's a good thing, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. People, Gamers aren't stupid. They see right through it. They're like, okay, you're not going to gaslight us into thinking that game-breaking glitches and all that crap are actually a good thing. Fans have reason to worry Avowed is going to suffer the same exact fate that plagued its other similar titles in recent years: overpromised, underdelivered, and left to patch in problems long after release. While Patel's comments might alone might have raised some eyebrows, I've been contacted by multiple insiders over the past few weeks regarding Avowed and Obsidian Entertainment's internal atmosphere. These sources, who of course asked to remain anonymous, paint a troubling picture of the game's. I mean, we kind of already knew that. Like, people don't say anything because of this freaking ass clown. This freaking he's not wearing his ascot right now, but from this dude who thinks goes on a freaking power trip. Um, while Patel's comments a little source but anonymous. Game's current state and the studio's overall direction. I'm bound by confidentiality, so while I can't disclose specific details, the general consensus among these insiders is clear. Avowed is simply not living up to expectations. What? Are you serious? I mean, come on. Come on. I mean, come on. This is what happens when you focus on the crap that you shouldn't have to worry about, the crap that people don't care about. You know, people are saying, "Oh, it's just pronouns." It's never just pronouns. It, they said the same thing about Dragon Age. You know, the Dragon Age to Failguard. They're like, "Oh, it's just pronouns. It's just top surgery scars. Why do you care so much?" And then you find out that the game is riddled with modern political bullcrap. So it's never just pronouns. Ever. And that causes people to become a little concerned. The biggest damning info that I've heard, even those working intimately on the game, don't seem to have much confidence whatsoever in it. Oh, that's always good. That's a good sign. To make matters worse, Obsidian's art director, Matt Hansen, who likes soft, sensual kissing, he likes to make love, has been exposed by multiple individuals who know him personally for fostering what's been described as an extremely toxic workplace. According to these sources, the studio's morale is nowhere close to what you'd expect from a team working on a supposed flagship RPG in their pre-existing Pillars of Eternity world. Yeah, this is the same guy who outright says that he discriminates against white people, saying that, oh yeah, if you're black, then your portfolio takes priority because this place is run by nothing but crusty white dudes. The person who goes after Elon for pretty much just Elon saying, yeah, pronouns don't really belong in a fantasy RPG. And then he starts calling him a little shit, you know, he starts calling Elon a little shit and like, oh, well, just wait till you see what's actually in it. So, you know, a Game Pass special. Given everything I've been hearing, Avowed feels suspiciously like a title developed by with Gamer Pass in mind, a game designed to attract curiosity clicks to play it without much expectation for long-term player investments. Game Pass is a double-edged sword in this regard, for it's great for accessibility to play on the cheap. But then again, it also provides a safe net for studios to release less polished experiences. I mean, like, well, it's on Game Pass, so you get what you get. It's like it's like pizza places now. Remember how it used to be like 30 minutes or less? Now it's like it'll get there when it gets there. Sometimes like 2 hours, even though the pizza place is like, 5 minutes away and it's not a busy day. Somehow it still takes like 2 hours to get to you. Yeah, it's basically it's like, oh, if it has bugs, well, what do you expect? Um, Avowed, Obsidian, and Microsoft seem to be banking on gamer curiosity over actual game quality, knowing that most players won't actually buy the game outright anyway. And then they're gonna say like they're not gonna, they're gonna try to twist those numbers and like, oh my god, look how popular the game is. For those planning to pick up Avowed at launch, I stress to wait for trusted reviewers to weigh in or to try it on Game Pass for yourself. I would recommend buying this one at full price on day one. Given, I wouldn't recommend, wouldn't recommend buying it on day one. Given everything I've been hearing, the game might look exciting on the surface, but all the signs I've been seeing point to a very rough experience at release. If history is any indication, the bugs and issues are going to be just some aren't going to be just some sort of fun, charming jank. They'll be frustrating, immersion-breaking problems that leave players wondering what went wrong and how studios continue to release games in the states they do. I understand there's going to be some bugs in the game. They can't catch everything, but I'm really tired of this philosophy that they'll fix it in a later mentality. That will fix it in it later mentality. They need to be like Stellar Blade. That the game that was Stellar Blade. That game was by far the most polished game I've seen since the PS2 days. Noted. Yeah, and this is just the crap in these places taking over. They're so focused with making sure they piss gamers off. Sticking into the chuds. They're not taking the time to do their job of making sure that it's polished and released and you know little jank as possible. Um, so I mean, this is modern gaming. And like Matt Hansen said, if we thought the pronouns were bad, just wait till we see what's in the game. So I mean, he's basically outright telling you it's more than just pronouns. It's more than just pronouns. Um, but a game launched with that many bugs, again, there are some things where like, oh my god, my attack did like 999 damage for some reason. When it's basically max damage, right? That's fun. You're like, oh, I might want to take advantage of this while it's still here. That's a fun glitch. Or, swimming, right? And then as you're trying to climb out, you're still swimming, but you're like swimming in the air now. And you're like, can I get up there? Like, am I even able to get up there? Well, let's find out. So that's a fun glitch. But trying to play the game and enemies are clipping through the ground and you can't attack them, or trying to hand in a quest and it just won't let you. Those aren't fun. Those aren't fun. They're frustrating, and that kind of crap shouldn't be even there on launch day. It should be the minor ones, like I said, the damage, or flying through the air, just swimming through the air, but not game breaking stuff. There's like, you know what, I'm done. I'm getting a refund. I'm not waiting for this thing to be fixed a week later. So I'm done. That. But this is the state of gaming now. Remember when we had games that basically when they come out, that was it. There was no patches, no updates. What you got was what you got. And they were pretty much finished, solid game. Even though, bugs and glitches were found, in the future. Uh, look at Ocarina of Time or even like Kingdom Hearts, games like that looked pretty solid at, you could play from start to finish. It's like, oh yeah, if you actually save, if you're going up to King Zora and you save right at this point, the game can crash. It's like you're never gonna find that really, so it's these things that are found later on, but you can like pop an Ocarina of Time and just play. You can Kingdom Hearts and just play. Um, but nowadays games are just like, oh, well, if there's bugs, we'll fix them later. And that's a terrible mindset. And then people at these companies are surprised when the gamers get angry with them. So what do we know? us calling this stuff out and wanting standards in games. We're just a bunch of phobes, and isms, and Nazis and fascists for that. Anyway, that's gonna do for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.